Sheffield welcomes visitors from around the world. We're a city of sanctuary, and increasingly we've housed visitors from beyond our solar system. But it's easy to get lost in the timelines here. The past, present and future of the city has been explored many times, and that's a story still being written. This is a guide to Sheffield for time travellers.
We've heard that there's a time machine making a few trips around Sheffield, but we prefer a more organic form of time travel, using these as our maps. We're going to look at the past, the present and the future, using Sheffield narratives to understand more about our city. When thinking about the representation of Sheffield on film and TV, your mind might jump to the TV spin-off of This Is England or Four Lions, but Sheffield's filmic history actually stretches back much, much further. If the Doctor were to time travel all the way back to 1900, she would witness Frank S. Mottershaw found the Sheffield Theatre Company. The Sheffield Theatre Company were pioneers of early cinema. As such, the people of Sheffield have actually played a vital role in forging cinema into what it is today. Mottershaw's most famous work is A Daring Daylight Burglary, which premiered in 1903. It's a short silent film that takes the form of a chase sequence in which a thief tries desperately to escape the police. Compared to other chase sequences of the time, A Daring Daylight Burglary is surprisingly advanced. In his film, Mottershaw uses elliptical editing, which is a style of editing way ahead of his time. In one shot, the characters are wading through a stream, and in the next, they're on the platform of a train station. Mottershaw's film therefore leaps forward through time and space, omitting the time that it took for his characters to get from the stream to the platform. The characters are therefore time travellers in their own right. Without Mottershaw and his development of the chase sequence, we wouldn't have the gripping high-speed chases that we see the Doctor embark on today. Therefore, the Doctor owes a lot to the pioneering work of Frank S. Mottershaw and the Sheffield Theatre Company.
When it comes to Sheffield on screen, the past and future can become intertwined. In 1984, at the height of Cold War tension, South Yorkshire native Barry Hines wrote Threads, a BBC drama that explored the effects of nuclear war on two families in Sheffield. Shot on location in and around the city, the film's terrifying power comes from localising a worldwide catastrophe on everyday Sheffielders. The characters of Threads aren't Hollywood superstars, but people that look and sound just like us. So when things go south, it really hits home. Threads insisted on looking at the long-term consequences of nuclear war on civilization. It ends here, in a desolate Peak District, 13 years after the bomb drops, moving its narrative into the 21st century. These disturbing scenes show a society that has moved almost back in time to a feudal agricultural existence. The remnants of contemporary technology are mysterious alien artifacts to a new generation who've only known the post-nuclear world. Threads shows us that our ideas about the past and the future are always tied to our present-day experiences. For audiences in the 1980s, 2000 was an exciting promise for the future. For us, it's nearly 20 years ago. Perhaps Barry Hines' greatest fear was that a nuclear war would mean the end of history and time itself. Luckily, Hines' vision has yet to come to pass. Perhaps someone out there managed to save us from this darkest timeline.
The Doctor has often come up against the evil Zygons, shape-shifting aliens that steal the identities of humans, but it's not just the identities of these mortal earthlings that are in jeopardy. Contemporary British cinema has stripped Sheffield of its identity. Directors often use Sheffield as a stand-in for other cities, like Belfast in '71 and London in How to Talk to Girls at Parties. Because Sheffield doesn't play itself on the silver screen, its unique identity really doesn't come through. Contemporary directors also have a tendency to homogenise the north of England, to deny northern cities their individuality. For example, the TV spin-off of This Is England is filmed entirely here in Sheffield, but the setting is never once referred to by the characters as Sheffield. Shane Meadows instead chooses to set his TV programme in a generic, stereotypical north. Contemporary British cinema, then, is like the Cybermen. It takes away the hearts and souls of northern cities and turns them all into one homogeneous mass. As a result, Sheffield loses its identity and all that makes it distinct, from Henderson's relish to its rolling hills. But luckily, the Doctor appears to be repairing this timeline.
Chris Chibnall's vision of Sheffield as the home of the new Doctor is an exciting step in the city's journey on screen. In the adventures we've seen so far, Sheffield is a distinctive and modern backdrop, and students and locals alike can enjoy spotting various locations across the city, from the iconic Park Hill Flats, the Tinsley Viaduct, the streets of the Sharrow neighbourhood, and here, Park Square Bridge. Rather than falling back on generic clichés of the North, it embraces the city's visual character and makes it feel like home. Like the Doctor's new sonic screwdriver, it's a version forged in Sheffield steel.
What time do you call this?
2018, I think.
Isn't this meant to be blue?